and thanks for joining me today for an update on Vineti. My name is Amy DuRoss. I'm the CEO and a co-founder of Vineti. Just like last year, 2021 is far from a typical year, and we really hoped that we might have the opportunity to see all of you in person this year, but we're still very glad for this opportunity to connect remotely. Once again, we want to thank ARM for this fantastic opportunity. Always such a wonderful job, wonderful gathering of the industry. And since we're a privately held company, we don't have any disclaimers to share. So we can get started. So who is Vineti? Vineti, it offers an independent enterprise software as a service orchestration platform to ensure the right patient receives the right therapy at the right time. We're almost 5 years old. In addition to contributions from our co-founding partners, the Mayo Clinic and General Electric, we have built a proprietary approach combining leading expertise across all the key domains of logistics, CMC, cell and gene manufacturing, enterprise software, quality. Our mission is to enable industrialization of these remarkable personalized therapies, not only to extend, but really to democratize access to patients in need. As I mentioned, we have a really strong hybrid leadership team and broader team at Vineti. We're spanning all different expertise sets. Some remarkable biopharma partners without whom we really wouldn't be here, because all of our work is done in collaboration with the therapeutic manufacturers who are leading this charge in this remarkable industry. We are currently serving all of the major markets. We're live in 20 countries, but really our proudest metric by far is that we've supported more than 4,000 patient treatments in both clinical and commercial stage, and that number is proudly growing every single day. Just a few more key updates since the last time we were able to connect with all of you. We've taken in some new capital with leadership from some of the most experienced lights in pharma funding, pharma distribution, and major participation from the quote, father of SaaS, our Salesforce chair, CEO, and co-founder, Mark Benioff. Our PTM platform has undergone more than 40,000 hours of validation testing, more every single day. And 3 major new feature sets have been delivered to really enhance flexibility, rescheduling, label printing, and unique dashboard views, just adding continuously to our functionality and platform depth. As many of you know who are in the business of producing and delivering cell and gene therapies, the complexity is truly exponential in this field. There are different requirements across even the same continent, and regulators are realigning those requirements as the mechanisms of action continue to rapidly evolve under the hood. All of this really speaks to the need for a platform-based approach to supporting these therapies. Platforms allow for flexibility and control in ways that customized solutions simply do not. So we are really working with an increasing sense of urgency to develop out the infrastructure of our platform, again, in partnership with biopharma and all the other ecosystem providers in this space, because we're racing the clock with this complexity. It is, again, only increasing exponentially. And so the ways in which we address that complexity, simplify, streamline wherever possible, and really unify the ecosystem to support single batch product, that's, again, incumbent upon us now, and that urgency is only growing. That's really where Vineti's PTM, or personalized therapy management platform, comes in. This slide really shows a quick snapshot of the look and feel of our PTM along each critical process step to support production. We'd love to show you our demo. That's really the best way to get to know us and see our capabilities, but this gives you at least just a quick snapshot of what the look and feel of our platform is. Think of PTM, or again, the personalized therapy management platform that Vineti has built, as, quote, the smart plumbing that connects the dots across all the key stakeholders and other systems and service providers that are uniting around personalized therapy. So PTM, if you think about these blue chevrons here in the center, those are the systems of record around chain of identity and chain of custody. We integrate into this outer concentric circle of green boxes. Those are all the other systems, key systems of record that, again, support production and delivery. We don't replicate any of these external systems. We integrate them. We work in tandem with them. We supply a level of transparency in and out of systems, fully compliant data flow to ensure, again, that the right patients receive the right therapies at the right time. So given our co-founders have been the Mayo Clinic, and we have a growing number of other partners in the marketplace, all the clinical experts who are accumulating knowledge about our industry as they serve more and more patients, we've had the opportunity to seek out a significant amount of feedback from healthcare providers and from manufacturers on what they need to see from a supply chain support function in order to really scale. Some of the highlights are absolutely universally, all of our HCP partners want to see a single entry point into chain of identity and chain of custody workflows. Remember, many of our partners have never before been implicated in GMP process. And so there's a tremendous amount of both excitement and also trepidation about the participation level, the expectation and liability associated with participating in administration of CGTs. So not just a wealth of interest here and wanting to adapt new practice and be under different regulatory regimes, not really an issue. It's just, again, how do we guide behavior? Right now, there are so many different points of entry for these HCPs that they have a real struggle with what is the expectation of how I participate here. So single point of entry, ideally in an EHR, not as interested in multiple kind of usernames and password entry portal type engagement. Any opportunity also to limit the non-essential marketing. So really to find the ways to streamline just the GMP portion of the participation, make it absolutely crystal clear, clarify, and be consistent in the guidelines, even across different mechanisms as much as possible. That's also been just a resounding set of feedback, very unified feedback, irrespective of market among our partners. So we'll see more as we learn more. But in the meantime, Vineti has put together over the next couple of years a really a segmented strategy around how to support HCPs in particular, because they're so crucial to driving adoption and expansion of our therapies. The first focused strategy is one we're heavily engaged in today. It's really suggesting a universal convention for chain of identity and chain of custody. That takes the guesswork out of unique patient identifiers. This chain of identity in particular is one where, having now arguably been in a position where we've seen as many workflows as regulators, we've also seen about as many chain of identity conventions and approaches. And so we see an opportunity really to, again, universalize, standardize, streamline chain of identity. That's step number one. Step number two is finding opportunities, at least to present the option to our biopharma partners to integrate directly into EHRs. That's, again, what our HCPs who really want the requisition process, whether it's a clinical phase or a commercial phase product they're supporting, to look and feel as much as possible as other biologics processes. So trying to, again, not reinvent the wheel just because the complexity is exponentially greater in our field, but try to find the ways where our process or expectation of the HCP participation coalesces with what they've known before and what is again, a more mature therapeutics. This third step here is really around supporting other really important parallel workflows that HCPs have asked Vineti and our partners to really think carefully around how do we put a single system, a single point of entry that allows the HCP to perform all of his or her obligations, not just to the GMP chain and supply chain support, but also to pharmacovigilance, to any institutional billing, all of the registry and the continuous monitoring that's required in our field. Really want the HCP say, in order to scale, we'd like to have all of this available to us, all of our obligations met in as much as possible, a single environment, a single workflow. Chain of identity is, again, this is step number one of our strategy on the preceding slides. Chain of identity, again, is an exciting opportunity here to, in a pretty straightforward way, we believe at Vineti, find a way of meeting in the middle, irrespective of where the therapeutic manufacturing process is hosted, where the distribution of that therapeutic goes, how many borders it crosses, what other conventions, regulatory conventions are required in that individual therapeutic care pathway journey of production and delivery. And so our team has come together to put forward this suggestion. It's completely open sourced. It's not tied to the Vineti system whatsoever, but it really reflects our work and our observation and analysis from seeing many, many, many different approaches to chain of identity. So stay tuned, you're going to hear more about this in detail, but just wanted to give you a quick preview here. Another example of how Vineti is seeking not only to be enterprise software orchestration platform of record for this industry, but also to promote standards and opportunities for simplification wherever possible. We spent a lot of time as a team and in collaboration with our biopharma partners thinking about labeling, which could to some ears seem like a mundane topic. It could not be further from the truth. It's absolutely crucial to maintaining that chain of identity and custody and ultimately the safety of our patients, to have a labeling approach that is as adaptable and frankly as sophisticated as the other production requirements in our field. So again, stay tuned. You'll hear more about our proprietary approach here with regard to labeling. Those are just two examples of some of the efforts Vineti has been working on. At our company, we do live and breathe our mission to ensure expanded patient access. So we ask ourselves every day, how do we make products with a 97% response rate available to all patients? You know, how do you distribute these therapies seamlessly? Who decides how the access materializes? Who gets access to these therapies and when and how? What you're seeing here in this depiction of the world map published in Nature just late last year shows us where patients live versus where they are cared for worldwide. And what you see is, you know, unfortunately, industrialization, wealthier nations means we increase access. And so one of our ultimate goals here, and we know that it's going to take some time and additional investment and collaboration, most importantly, across the industry, is to help us move to a more distributed model and seek to find efficiencies to reduce COGS wherever we can, to find the opportunities to, again, accelerate expansion of access to patients. That's a big part of why we are working so hard at our company every single day. Just in summary here, again, thank you so much for your attention. Vineti's PTM, or Personalized Therapy Management Platform, really does seek to simplify, to serve as the smart plumbing across a very disparate network and set of stakeholders who are all aligned in supporting individual batches and really importantly, expanding the access to those therapies or these therapies we all serve as quickly and as safely as possible. Thanks so much for joining me today and learning more about Vineti. If you have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to send me a note, either through the Q&A feature here at Mesa or via email. You see my email address is here on the page. I really look forward to connecting with you at this conference. Some of you I am lucky to know well, many I haven't had the opportunity to meet yet. So please, thanks again to the organizers of ARM for another wonderful, outstanding conference. Always superbly done. Thank you again. Be well and stay healthy and safe, everybody.